Yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name is Obina. Like we all know. Um. You see, I am wearing Timi. Yes, Timi. It was around this time last year that he was taken to Ekiti. So now the Remembrance Week where we did like this Ekiti Memorial. You know, Deliver to me for me is the, the, the greatest Nigerian. For me, I not talk about una or waiting una study for school. But Dele Farotimi is the greatest Nigerian I know. I measure people by impact. What's your impact? And when I speak about impact, I am talking about people who want to conscientize Nigeria. Nigeria does not have a national conscience. So if you saw someone who is trying to build your consciousness, that person is the greatest thing that can happen to you. Someone who wants to tell you to think, not to think for you, is exactly what Delivery is doing. And it is hard to see, even if you check in our history books, it's hard to see someone who wants to conscientize Nigerians without necessarily having something they want to gain from it. So long live Dele Farotimi and long live the Nigerian criminal justice system. We hope that the criminal justice system will be justified. That said, good morning again. I've seen some people joining in. Today, I'm going to talk about what I titled Northern, the Scramble for Northern Nigeria, Divide and Mine. It's going to be a very long discussion because it borders around security. The issues of security are not issues that you just talk and you've said it and people have understood. If not, if we don't fix our security issues, but you see that the security issues has been there. Jonathan, Buhari, now Tinubu. And again, Nigerians, we have this fire service approach. Fire service approach has never fixed anything. We want to fix the problem right away. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes things take time. And when you do not invest the time, you might not actually get it. Divide and mine, the scramble for northern Nigeria. A lot of people have asked, why is the North so strong in the Nigerian politics? Is it that? What's going on? There are people who have even said the government is the Federal Republic of Northern Nigeria. You have a point. Today, we will try to understand the reason for how relevant and powerful Northern Nigeria is in the national, if you want to call it politics or leadership. The history of anything is important to understanding everything about it in contemporary times. What's the history of Nigeria? There, what's the history of Nigeria that has given the North so much power? Please, as we proceed, I would like us to do something for ourselves. That thing is, I would like us to keep our emotions away. I've always said that I would like us to keep our sentiments away. I would like us to keep our biases, away. I would like us to keep our frustration, disappointment, our dislike for the APC, for Tinubu's government, for his person, for whatever allegations that have surrounded the president or his cabinet, your hate, your dislike, if you do not set those things aside, you might not understand the things we are going to talk about today. So you have to set those aside and listen, and try to listen to understand and not to make a point. We will make a point later in the comment section. We will discuss. This is a very delicate topic. Sometimes I even wonder if it's something I would have to do justice to. There is the Scramble for Africa, the Berlin conference that was held in Europe. There's a reason for that. A lot of the things I'm going to say are things I've written about, but Nigerians don't like reading. The reason there was a Berlin conference was because so many interests were in Africa. The African soil, the African land is very rich. So foreign interest, everybody, divide and rule, just like I said, divine and mind today, where Britain could discover maybe coal. They go dey mine the coal. Before you know, if they went to sleep, German will come. If German don't come, the Spaniards will come. If Spaniards don't come, you will have people from different European countries or entities coming to struggle for that portion that have these resources. So while doing that, they started fighting each other. Na me first come here, you go look for another place. All those things, they started fighting. They were scrambling for the land because the African land is very rich. You could hear say Britain and Germany quarrel, Italy and France quarrel, Portugal and Spain quarrel over the African land. So in order for them to stop that quarrel, to end that fight, they had to meet in, you can call it a seminar or conference, to talk about how they can divide Africa into sections so that everybody could know say, here na my own, here na my own, here na my own. So that scrambling led to the Berlin Conference. And at the Berlin Conference was where they partitioned Africa, the partitioning of Africa. Everybody put fence. Britain, maybe now you first enter that place where they currently call Nigeria. Or maybe another person first you enter, but now you don't come get better relationship with the settlers or the locals. Or now you don't mind that area go far, so we will give that part of Africa to you. You become their colonial lords. Germany, Cameroon, maybe you were the first to enter there, or for some reason you've amassed a lot of dominance in that territory, so we give that to you. Portugal, take this one. This other country, take this one. That was how they shared Africa. And like that way, everybody they talk about today, Britain, our colonial masters. For France, then they colonized all these francophone countries like Chad, Niger, and the rest. It was all about their interest. It had nothing to do about us. Sorry, it had nothing to do with us. It was about their interest. Now, with that in your mind, think about something they call colonialism. For them to be able to take full control of our land, they needed to establish some sort of governance, political control over us. That's what is called colonialism. They needed to colonize us and put us under them, oversee territories. Nigeria was the oversea territory of Britain. Having understood this, think of, a lot of people are saying the white people should come back and colonize us, that we are unable to manage ourselves. The issue of coming back to colonize us is another issue that is covered with beautiful ignorance, because the people that colonized us never left. They just changed tactics. So asking them to come back and colonize us will not really make sense. I'm sorry for the words that I'm using in case you have said something like that. They can't come back to colonize us because they never left. They just changed their formula. So there is something that is called neo-colonialism. Neo is new, and when someone is doing something anew. So though they made you to believe they've left, but they stayed, they re-strategized, and the colonialism is a new one. So they are still in Africa. Now, with your knowledge of or your understanding of what I've just said, let's leave Africa. Let's even leave Nigeria, and then let's go to the north, northern Nigeria. And that is where I came up with this topic, the mining and the northern Nigeria. Just like Africa had or have all these mineral resources, it's the same way northern Nigeria have these mineral resources. In fact, I would like to bring to our knowledge that the mineral deposit in the north is far more, very, very humongous than what we have in the south. The south is rich in mineral deposits, rich in a whole lot of mineral deposits. The south even have gold, Yoruba land get a lot of gold. So there might be nothing that you would have found in the north that you will not find in the south in smaller pieces. But now for north, where the real thing dey, and those mineral resources are not like the crude oil that we have in the south. The crude oil in the south, for you to move them, you need vessels, But in the north, if you just a handful of resources, just a handful of, even if it is the particles of gold or diamond, they have sapphire, they have emerald, just a handful give you a whole lot of value. And the value for those kind of resources in the north are always on the increasing. But crude oil, the price could go up, the price could go down, and then coupled with the fact that fossil fuel is gradually being relegated. We don't dey use solar energy, we don't dey use solar cars, we dey use cars with batteries. So the emphasis on crude oil is there, but the paradigm is shifting gradually from crude oil. But crude oil is always relevant. It will always have its place because a lot of things that we make use of are gotten from crude oil. So now, for you to be able to extract, you would have to do some certain things. Those are the things that are causing the problems in the north. Those are the things that are causing the terrorism, the banditry, whatever nomenclature. It's all about resource control. It might take different colorations. At some point, you might think they are attacking Christians. At some point, you might think they are attacking Southerners. At some point, you might think they are attacking the Igbos. But it's all about resource control. In fact, not just in the north, everything about Nigeria, everything about the conflict in Nigeria is hinged on resource control. The reason your senator is asking for votes, the reason they are there in the Senate chamber, is not because they love you. It's because they want to control your resources. The reason Tinubu would want to seek second tenure or want to become president have an issue is to be able to control your resources. Our all-loving Peter Obi, I'm sorry, just like I said, leave your emotions when you want to speak you want to have a discussion with me. It's important to keep your emotions and biases. Our all-loving Peter Obi, our all-loving Omoyele Sowore, the only reason they want to become president is to control our resources. It's not because they love us, but for them to be able to get access to these resources, they will have to love us, or they will have to make us feel loved. That's why they will tell us, we are suffering, I will do this for you, I will do that for you. All those are things that they will say, enough for us to have confidence in them and hand our resources over to them to either manage or mismanage. So now it is not wrong for someone to seek to control your resources because the resources need to be controlled. The resources need to be managed, but efficiently. Now, the difference between this and this is in the fact that maybe this person will be a better manager. Maybe this person will make the resources. If you don't like to use resources, you can use justice, because resources are the justice in the land. So maybe this person would make the resources or the justice to go around, and the other person might keep it or might not necessarily make it go as round as it is supposed to go. So it's all about resource control. And the North becomes that powerful because the North have the bigger resources. The resources in the North are so unimaginable. And that's why there is conflict in the North. Please, let's understand this. Because if we do not understand this, we might necessarily not be able to fix the problem. Now, who is going to control the resources in the north? The British, having discovered the resources in the north, built their stations across what is today Nigeria. But their Oga Patapata, like we say, Lord Lugard, you can also read his dual mandate. He was staged at the center of Nigeria, around the Kogi axis. That's why Abuja is the center, center of unity. Abuja is at the center of the country. So Lord Lugard was living around there so that he administered over the protectorates. I might use protectorate, I might use Nigeria, I might use country, whatever semantics I might use. So he administered over Nigeria from the center. That's why you could see that today the seat of power is in the center. The reason for that was to bring the south and the north to the advantage of the British interest. The minerals that were in the south were not really discovered because all their mines were in the north. They've seen real gold, they've seen diamond, they've seen these things. But the northern lands are not arable lands, they are not fertile lands for food production because mineral don't take over. You no go fit plant fufu or maize or the crops we grow. You no go fit plant am on top where mineral dey. E no go do well. The mineral dey mostly dey acidic, e go kill the crops. So down in the south, we had areas that are good for agriculture. And the person wey dey come mine your mineral, e go need to eat. Na person wey get strength, na im go fit mine. But since there are no farmlands, the lands there are not fertile for production of food, they have to be taking the food from the south. They grow the food. A lot of the food we think are our local food. Na British introduce those food come plant. We begin grow am for them, plantations. So they grow those food in the south and use the food to administer over the north. While doing this, they also had to grow enough food to export to their country for their own people self to see food chop. You understand? So he needed to position himself where he could easily get this from this side and get this from this side and put them together, take the ones he needs to take abroad, the ones where he could do as his own personal business, and the ones for the British that were living in Nigeria. So that's how the FCT came about. Now, having said that, we also have to understand that why this is going on, some other people, maybe once Germany, once France, once any other person, will find their way to other parts of the south and discover something. This one will go and discover this, and they will be doing it in small amounts. But the main mineral. All right, please let me pause and answer this question. Wetin we come dey eat before the British come? Now, I did not say that the lands in the north were totally unfriendly with agriculture. e no go dey total. But you will ask yourself, why is there so much hunger in the north? The hunger that is in the north, the Almajiri system, the panhandlers, why are there so much in the north than in the south? It's because the food wey dey for north no go fit take care of the northern population. That's why there is so much hunger in the north. You could see that even as we speak, that they carry food from south go north. If you enter parks for north now, you go for south, you go dey see people dey carry food. There is a reason that Benue is called the food basket now. Do you think Benue is in the north or north central? Benue is in the south. If you see Benue, you don't see Cross River. If you see Benue, you don't see Enugu. Benue is in the south. So those food materials are taken to support the north. In return, the north also have some food that can survive their kind of soil, some food that can survive their kind of climate. Those ones too can be moved down south. But the one wey go really sustain, carbohydrate, wey go really sustain person, na for south wey dem dey produce am. I don't know if I've answered your question. Again, it's important to note that some of the food like cows, millet and the rest that are sent from the north to the south come from places like Cameroon. I know this for a fact because I have been to some of these places. Some of those Cameroon and Nigeria towards the north just get a corridor. It doesn't necessarily need to be called boundary, na corridor, and Cameroon has a lot of food. So some of those things come in from Cameroon. The north also have their own, but it wasn't sufficient because they have a lot of minerals that weren't compatible with agriculture. I don't know if I've answered you. So it is the control for the mineral in the northern part of Nigeria that is the problem. Now, who are the people that are interested in these minerals? The answer is there. Foreign powers. Just like it was Britain, the eyes of the world gets open more and more every day. Before it was Britain that had that monopoly, but today several other countries are interested in the minerals, not just in the north, but in Nigeria at large. But the ones in the north are they are easily portable. They can easily move them, so they will not have to. Do you know how much it costs to buy and maintain a vessel? Now the hypocrisy of the Nigerian government is in the fact that they are not nationalizing the resources in the north. And this conspiracy is orchestrated by foreign powers in conjunction with the northern leaders or the northern elite. The resources that they have nationalized are the resources from the south, like the crude oil. So they will tell you in our educational books that Nigeria survives on crude oil. Crude oil is the main source of foreign exchange for Nigeria. Sometimes there are people that have argued that crude oil is the only source, that every other thing is my. But that's not true. It's just that the hypocrisy is in the fact that They do not want to nationalize the resources in the north. And that is why you have all these bandits. They've been there. The bandits and terrorists are not new. They have always been there. But there is a reason they started becoming problematic like this. And we are going to go into it, hopefully. So they know that if they nationalize it, just like the leaders in the north are owning oil wells in the south, leaders in the south too would want to be owning gold mines in the north. The northern leaders do not want that. You can see the hypocrisy in these things. So, because they have an understanding with the foreign powers, why is it that they have this understanding? The culture of the Islamic culture of loyalty. You know, Northerners are so loyal. It's good to be loyal, but they are loyal sometimes, a lot of times, to a fault. That's why they can tell you to carry bombs and bomb people, bomb yourself too. You will agree to it. That's how loyal the Northerners are. I am not generalizing. Whatever I say is not to be understood in the general sense. There are always exceptions to things, you see. So, but the larger Northerners are always loyal. And exploitation works perfect with loyalty. Since they are so loyal, the British decided to work with them because the aim of the British or foreign powers is to exploit us. So they will work better with people who can stay loyal to exploitation. And when we were growing, they used to say something like chop near God. Now, person wey dey chop near God, na him go get the dividends of what I'll call democracy. So they worked with the British. So as the British were changing their colonial patterns, they had to hand over that influence to the people who can stay loyal to them. That's how they handed over that influence to the North. And then, welcome. Nobody comes late. When you come, you continue from where we will just continue to go. So now, in order to continue to ensure that loyalty, they needed to introduce illiteracy. This thing is a whole lot of scheme. They needed to make the Northerners see education, Western education, as haram. They needed to make you hate knowledge. They needed to make you hate learning. They needed to make you hate formal education. Because they know that if you're well educated, if you're knowledgeable, like we say now, knowledge is power, you become powerful. So this weaponization of ignorance or weaponization of illiteracy was not what the northern leaders started all of a sudden. It was started by the British. The British deliberately built a system of illiteracy in the north. And An aspect of neo-colonialism is in the fact that as I am handing over the government to you, you are going to be doing it the way I was doing it. You could understand how it is neo-colonialism. The white people never left in our minds. That's why Bob Marley speak about emancipate yourself from mental slavery. The person that captures your mind, the person that captures the way you think, has done you a whole lot of damage, because it can ask you to kill your mother. You go kill her because it controls your mind. So when the British were uneducating or making the Northerners to hate education, the people that were going to take over from the colonial masters are learning. They are learning that if we continue to keep these people in ignorance, we will continue to take the resources and they will continue to not know what to do about it. So that's one. Another policy is that they capitalized on the hunger that was already in their land, and then they weaponized hunger. Now, Dele Farotimi speaks a lot about weaponized poverty. I think it's not poverty that has been weaponized, it's hunger. Let me explain. When you weaponize ignorance, when you weaponize illiteracy, you have automatically weaponized poverty, because someone who isn't aware that it is this my senator that is telling me how much he loves me, that is taking my resources, that person will become poor. So when you weaponize ignorance, a people becomes poor. The other escape route would be food. So if you have food and you are poor, the poverty is even the poverty of the mind to start with. If you have food to eat and you're poor, you'll be well fed enough to start thinking. Even in that your mental poverty, even in that your ignorance, when you have eaten, you have enough time to think. So they now went on to weaponize hunger. Look at the north now. If as you just come up from south, they enter north, you go know immediately. You go just see a whole lot of people with plates. It's a policy. It's systemic that poor people, they always early morning like this, they carry their plate go gather for one alhaji house, make the alhaji they put food for them for plate. For some people, that alhaji is giving goodwill, but is weaponizing hunger. And there is what is called social learning. Some of you might have already gotten tired because you felt I was going to talk about insecurity. These are the things that are causing the insecurity. So you cannot, the shootings, the kidnappings, the rapes, and all whatnot are the symptoms. Those are the things that tells you there is a problem. But in Nigeria, we're always focused on the symptoms rather than the problem itself. Malaria have symptom of headache. Malaria have symptom of nausea. Malaria have symptom of weakness. So what Nigeria does is to treat headache, to treat um, dizziness. That's not treating malaria. Malaria is there. As long as you've not gotten the cure for malaria, if you pipe down the headache, after a while, the headache will come up again. And that is why the insecurity in the north is always like that. Now that America is speaking, you would look for a way. You could see how the Tinubu administration is trying to make a statement, non-kinetic strategy and the rest. It is the symptoms that we are treating. When you don't find way to settle that symptoms down, after a while, it will come up again because we've not treated from the root causes. As long as you've not removed the cause, you would never fix the problem. So the emphasis is on the root causes. The weaponization of illiteracy, the weaponization of hunger. And you see those people that are carrying guns, those bandits. The person wey fit give them that gun fit dey pay them maybe 10, 15, 20,000 naira a month wey dem go use gun kill people and all those things. So it is the mineral in the north that is the interest. The people who are interested are the foreigners because Nigeria does not have the industries that will convert those minerals to finished products. Nigeria does not have those industries. It is the foreign countries that have those industries. So in order for them to achieve their purpose, they will need local leaders. They will need local leaders. And they now understand that politics is not like they now understand. They already know they are the ones who introduce all these things. They know that politics is a different level of power. What they will do is to sponsor their boys, these middlemen, into politics, into political leadership. They sponsor them into the military, sponsor them into the Senate, into the reps. They sponsor them to become governors. They sponsor them to become vice president. They sponsor them to become presidents. So when the people who are making security decisions for the country are the boys that were sponsored by the ones causing the insecurity, what would be the outcome of whatever security decisions that they will make? And that's why when people keep calling, the government is not doing anything, the president needs to be. I also call whenever my head gets full. All those calls will not do anything. Tinubu might even not be a part of it. Is it not Jonathan that said that Boko Haram has infiltrated his government? Okay, those people that infiltrated Jonathan's government, are they dead? Have they decided to willingly leave the government? Or is it because Jonathan personalized it and said, my government? No, Boko Haram has infiltrated the federal government. Now then they're everywhere. Now then be all these people where, if you observe the Senate, it's as if they are now attacking the president. Now lie. All these things are deceptions. They do these things to make you think they are doing something, but nothing. So they sponsor these guys to take over political powers and make decisions. I've said it before that the role of government is to create problem. If the government doesn't create problem, they will not be relevant. It's like, I'm sorry to go this way, it's like Jesus and Satan. You know that Jesus likes to be relevant. If you study the character of Jesus, he's someone that seeks relevance. I'm sorry, but I don't first be one on say leave your sentiments at home. Now because we need to ever keep our sentiments, now it make we need to go anywhere. Jesus likes to be relevant. Your knowledge of Jesus, now all those things where they teach you for Matthew, Mark, Luke, and go and do deep studies. But I'll even paint these pictures in the knowledge you have in the Bible. When they say they were trying to know who Jesus is, they say, Jesus said, who do you think I am? You, who do you think? He was asking them. That now person they seek relevance now. Until Peter, it was Peter that got it. He said, hey, because now you will know, say now me be, all and all upon you, I will build my house. That's seeking relevance. There's nothing wrong with that. After all, the Bible says he did everything as a man, but yet didn't sin. It is that relevance that brought about the Satan issue. For Jesus to continue to be relevant, there need to be Satan. If they remove Satan, Jesus will not be relevant. The reason all of us, the reason all of us love Jesus, worship Jesus, bow down for Jesus, is so that Satan will not destroy us. They've already called Satan the destroyer of the world. That's why any small thing, you see, blood of Jesus, I bound you, Satan, I bound you. If there is no Satan to bind, if there is no poverty to escape from, and someone tells you about Jesus, you can say, what do I need Jesus for when I have everything? A lot of people are already checking out, but that's what it is. I'm sorry. So it's the same thing with government. That's why some of us say government is God. So government would have to create problems to continue to stay relevant. Now, Sheikh Gumi. A lot of people have spoken about how they are allowing Gumi to be walking freely in the country. Gumi needs to be arrested. Yes, on the surface, Gumi needs to be arrested. After all, he's an apologist to terrorism. Some people have called him a terrorist himself. You are correct. But do you know why Gumi is untouchable? Gumi is the link between the foreign interest. Those people we promise to come help end the terrorism. Gumi is the link between them and Nigeria or Nigerian government. And he has amassed a whole lot of influence to the point that you cannot do anything in the north without having to consult Sheikh Gumi. So when some of you see that Sheikh Tinubu, when some of you see that Sheikh Gumi was spotted with, Sheikh Gumi was spotted with Sheikh Tinubu, hey, all hell will be let loose. You see, we know these are the people that are causing. You do not even know what Sheyi and Gumi were discussing. I am not an APC faithful. I don't like any of those people. But let's keep our emotions one side. You do not know what Sheyi Gumi. Maybe he has gone to discuss about fixing insecurity. In fact, you cannot fix insecurity without having a relationship with the people that are causing the insecurity. You cannot. And the kind of insecurity that has befallen us in the north is that insecurity that have to do with terrorism. We need to understand what terrorism is. But before we go there, you that was worried about Sheyi Tinubu meeting with Shegumi, do you also know that when your sweet daddy Peter Obi was contesting, do you also know that Peter Obi visited Shegumi, sat down with him, discussed with him? What can you say about that? So why is it that when Sheyi Tinubu visits Shegumi, they are talking about they are becoming terrorists. They are the ones terrorizing the country. And then when Peter Obi visits that same Shegumi, he is going there for the interest of the country. You see, when we decide to be this sentimental, we will never fix whatever it is that is the problem. The recorded conversation between Shegumi and Sheyi Tinubu, none of us have. The recorded conversation between Shegumi and Peter Obi, none of us have. So what is the justification to your point of view? What is that thing that makes you think Sheyi Tinubu is going to Gumi to promote terrorism when you did not even hear what they spoke about? And what is that thing that is making you think Sheyi Tinubu is going to Sheyi Gumi in the interest of Nigeria when you do not even know what they spoke about? The same with Peter Obi. What is that thing that makes you think that Peter Obi went there for the interest of Nigeria when you didn't know what they spoke about? And what is that thing that makes you think Peter Obi went there to promote terrorism when you knew nothing about what they spoke about? The only reason you are thinking the way you are thinking is because you're thinking from a place of sentiment. And that sentiment is why Nigeria will never move forward. Now, it is Sheyi Tinubu and Peter Obi that we've seen with Sheyi Gumi. There are a lot of them who goes to the guy in the secret way we don't know. There are plenty. Are they going there to promote terrorism? I don't know. Are they going there in the interest of the country? I don't know. But one thing is certain. Sheyi Gumi has something that is of importance. But guess what? When Peter Obi came out, he said, I don't even know what is the reason he gave. He likes to talk about a lot of things he do. I don't know the reason he gave to you for visiting Sheyi Gumi. Some of you say it is a political move. Bro, what political move is that? If you've identified this person as a terrorist, what political move? So when you are blaming the government. One of my friends, Simon posted about Onanuga saying they contacted the terrorists, non-kinetic strategy, and then the terrorists agreed to release the girls. When you are saying they shouldn't contact the terrorists, and you also say Shegumi is one of them, why aren't you also questioning the fact that Peter Obi contacted Shegumi, who is a terrorist? But when it comes to Peter Obi, the one you love, the goalpost will shift. He went there so that it was a political calculation. So what is that thing that is making you not to think that the people who contacted the terrorists did so as a political calculation? The whole essence about politics, the whole essence about political calculation is to fix or manage conflicts. We are dealing with terrorism. Now, these foreign powers, because they have refused to nationalize the resources of the North, they cannot make use of state security agencies to protect them. Just like I said now, as they partitioned Africa is the same way they partitioned northern Nigeria. So many interests. If you go there, you will see Americans mining, you will see Chinese mining, you will see French mining, you will see German mining. The interest is so much that this person would want to take his voice to chase the other person from that particular area so that him is the one that will take dominance of that area. That is what is happening. So all these foreign interests are the ones who recruit. It's not recruited. I am saying recruit because the recruitment continues. They are the ones who recruit these people that are taking our girls, these people that are killing, these people that are causing what you are calling religious genocide against the Christians. It is these foreign powers you are looking up to come and fix the problem, who are recruiting these boys through a Nigerian mediator. Maybe that Nigerian mediator could be Gumi, I don't know. But it is you that will use your tongue to count your teeth. What do you think Sheikh Gumi likes for people to be killing people? Is it not the same Sheikh Gumi that said clearly that you cannot compare Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the terrorist? It's just that we do not allow our emotions to let us think. Someone said you cannot compare Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with terrorists. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is agitating for the breakage of Nigeria, but the terrorists, well, he doesn't use terrorists anyways. But I don't know the term he uses. I wonder what term a human being is supposed to use. But those people are doing business. Haven't you asked yourself, why did he say business? But because we have seen Gumi as someone who is identifying and walking around with the terrorists, whatever he says doesn't make sense. Whatever he says is not worth thinking. But Gumi is right. Those people are doing business. Okay, someone said they use bandits. You can imagine. Now, what's the meaning of bandits? Click on your dictionary. What does bandits mean? Is bandits a word that should be used in our national front? But Gumi said bandits are doing business. But immediately we heard that bandits are doing business. Oh God, how can you say that? But pause and think. Why is he saying bandits are doing business? Why are people not asking him why are you saying bandits are doing business? What kind of business are they doing? Is it a business of kidnapping? Why are you so bold to say bandits are doing business? These are the questions we are supposed to be asking for Sheikh Gumi to explain, but we've already stereotyped the whole thing, especially when it involves killing. Those people are just doing business. Now, America go hire, you see that they have ISWAP, they have headsmen, they have um, Boko Haram, they have Ansura Islam. They still have small, small pockets of groups that we do not even know. Anybody, any country, any foreign interest that comes will recruit their people. Sometimes person wey dey mind one thing for Niger or wey dey mind one thing for Cameroon go come hear say na for northern Nigeria wey the real thing dey o. E go carry those im boys wey bin dey help am mind those things for Niger. E go carry dem follow body enter northern Nigeria. That's why you can see that there is a gist of most of these people are not Nigerians. They come from foreign countries, from neighboring countries. It is not only in northern Nigeria that these things are happening. It's just that we are concerned with our own problems. Other countries are concerned with their own problems, but that region has a lot. You could see that there was a video of the ISWAP and the Boko Haram fighting each other, gun battle in the sea. These are interesting. Maybe I don't know who gets Boko Haram, whether na China gets Boko Haram. I don't know who gets ISWAP, whether na maybe France get ISWAP. I don't know, but they are fighting. Now my oga get this territory. Why are you there? Now, those boys are kept under harsh living condition. Like I said before, they pay those people 10,000, 20,000 a month. Those people are kept, understand where I'm going, those people are kept under harsh living condition by the illegal miners. That's why it is so complex to deal with this situation, because a lot of things are involved. They are kept under harsh living condition. Maybe the person that is in charge of taking their salaries to them, no be bank accounts, they pay them for cash. The person that is in charge of taking their salaries to them, when they give them, inside 20K, the person will remove 10K. When you remove 10K, you go tell them, say, find one story, tell them, or oga say na this, na 10K, or oga say na this. He don't remove him own. So those people now go fit the vex, say, I will protect you. I will see say you dey carry gold, diamonds, and then you dey give me 10K a month. Normally, when that happens, the workers are supposed, all these things na illegality. The workers are supposed to rise against their paymasters for exploitation. But in this circumstance, maybe rather than rising against their workers, their masters, they would seek easier means to make money. Maybe their masters fit don't tell them, say, you dey complain about the money where they give you. Can't you use what you have in your hands to get what you want? So those people would go and kidnap people and ask for ransom. Those of you that are asking for self-defense, when the gun is in the hand of anybody, anything can happen. You might take the gun to want to protect oil. You might take the gun to want to protect the mining region. But when you are idle for a second, your mind might start thinking of the next thing you can do with the gun. These are part of what has resulted to this terrorism that we see in the north. So for those of us that are calling on the foreign powers, we should actually think that foreign powers cannot come and shoot themselves out of business. I don't know if I am making any sense. So when they get that gun, they are guys. They love women. Konji go do them. They have sexual accessories in their body. Pennies go wake up. Sorry for the words that I'm using. When all those things happen, they will want to carry girls. So they will kidnap. And if you want to kidnap, you no go carry old mama we no get oil. If you know what I mean. You won't carry Susie. Do you understand that? So they carry those ones for sexual satisfaction. They carry people for ransom so that they would have monies on them. They get families. These people, they are known. They'll be like, say, they know their houses, they know where they did. They get. That's why Sheikh can call them my brothers, our brothers. Sultan can say, if you are killing these people, you are killing our brothers. They have families, but they have been used illegally because the government is not nationalizing the mineral resources in the north. If those mineral resources were nationalized, it is governments and those foreign powers that would have an understanding on how to mine these resources. But the government does not nationalize it, because if they nationalize it, everybody mind go there. The foreign powers too will not want the government to nationalize it, because they will not make as much profit as they have made. So they will sponsor their boys to go into government to frustrate whatever the government is doing in terms of policies, in terms of security, in terms of anything that will frustrate the advancement of the northern region. They will sponsor it so that they will continue to do their business. So these people that you are seeing that are causing havoc, normally that was not their primary. That's not their primary assignment. Their primary assignment is to protect each foreign interest. If Britain have this area as their mining field, these boys are protecting this area for them. Then the next area is owned by France. Those people will recruit their own boys. So when the interests clash, they will fight. But when they stay idle, or when they have been ill-treated, or have you not heard of someone saying those boys were ill-treated? When they have been ill-treated by their illegal bosses, they will pour their frustration on innocent Nigerians. That is what happens. Those people have been there right from time. They have been there. No be today when they discover mineral resources for not. But there is something successive governments started doing. Successive governments have been delinking. Policy somersault. Each government comes with its own ideas. Like today, Tinubu is building relationship with France. Tomorrow, another person might come and start building relationship with Germany. There is a person that came and was building relationship with China. There were people that built relationship, kept the relationship with Britain. So if one government comes and builds relationship, illegal relationship, builds relationship with China, introduce China into the mines, China will stay there. Then when he leaves, another person takes over. Maybe he didn't like the way China is doing their own, or he has special interest with maybe France. He builds relationship with France. French will come and start mining. So it is the multiplicity of relationships that is creating the chaos that is pouring out on innocent Nigerians. Like say we do the illegal policy, a unilateral one. You identify a particular country and say, okay, let us do the illegal business with this country alone or two countries. It will be easy to manage. But different countries are there mining with their boys, and their clashes and their mismanagement of their boys would be the outpouring on innocent Nigerians. I don't know if I am making sense. And there is also an aspect of them deliberately causing chaos, pushing out communities. Because when there is chaos, it will make it easier for them to mine whatever they are mining. Now, when we want to talk about fixing it, because go talk everything where you want to talk, where talk about fixing the problem. How do you fix the problem? The solutions are long term. Nigerians like to do fire brigade, but in the interim, people are dying. Does it mean people will continue to die because you want to do long term solution? You can keep the peace while seeking solution. But then one of the strategies of terrorism is taking hostages. It is there that they have succeeded in clipping the wings of whoever wants to fix the problem. Takes me to the non-kinetic strategy that Onanuga talked about. Some people are saying you don't have to negotiate with terrorists. You might be right. Some people are saying sometimes you negotiate with terrorists. You might be right. But sometimes we watch these movies now where terrorists go take Americans hostage, and then those terrorists with American government go they discuss. The terrorists will even put camera and show the hostages. They even carry one of them, kill them, make America see. If you don't meet our demands, we will not release these things. Is there no communication between Americans and the terrorists? But when it comes to Nigeria, if the government wants to communicate with those people, everybody in Nigeria will rise up. Why do you want to communicate with them? But it's terrorism. Counter-terrorism is a different kind of modus operandi. It's not like you are not fighting soldiers. You are not in a civil war. It is a new kind of warfare that terrorism is. That's why the best thing to do is to never allow terrorism to come in. Because when terrorism comes in, it stays. They will take civilians. Okay, if I ask you now, if you were Tinubu or if you were the chief of defense staff or army staff or whatever staff, what would be your strategy to ending the terrorism? You would easily give me an answer that doesn't make sense, but for you it makes sense. Okay, if if 10 bandits took hostage of 100 girls, what will you do to rescue the girls? The moment you won't go begin attack those bandits, they go quickly begin shoot, kill those girls. So you will now succeed in killing the 10 bandits, while the 10 bandits kill the 100 girls. So which solution, how have you solved the matter? Okay, another person might think, okay, if you kill the 10 bandits, those people, and maybe kill the 100 girls, that you don't end the terrorism. No, because those 10 bandits will carry those 100 girls are not the only bandits that we have. For every 10 bandits wey front themselves, e get hundreds wey dey somewhere. You think the people that coordinate these attacks are illiterate? It's just that they use illiterates to execute them, but they are not illiterate. When someone said Boko Haram has infiltrated my government, you need to understand what they are saying. It is not easy to address like that. America cannot do anything about this thing. Okay, someone said when you say don't negotiate with terrorists, it means you should bomb them. Good and fine. You are making sense. But like I said, if the terrorists have 100 hostages, innocent the Nigerians you want to go and rescue, the terrorists have 100 of them, and the terrorists are 10, and then you want to bomb the terrorists, will the bomb shift the 100 girls one side and bomb the terrorists? The bomb knows how to identify who is a terrorist and bomb the terrorists, and the 100 girls will be safe. As you're throwing that bomb, they bomb everything. You go bomb terrorists, bomb those girls, bomb the small money wey they hold for, you go bomb everything. So how have you fixed it? And the moment you bomb, you kill, for every terrorist you kill, their friends, they carry out revenge. See, Gumi is the most important person in this northern insecurity. Gumi gets and they give the information, but we do not listen. Don't you? When Gumi said if the Americans come to wipe out the terrorists, it will make the matters worse. You don't know. You don't know what it means. For any one terrorist where you buy like this, there will always be a retaliation. There will always be a revenge. They would come and they will come and they go make sure say they bring down like 50 people. They will make sure say they carry 100 people. See, these things that the media reports, they've carried 100 girls, they've carried 25 girls, they are all not accurate data. If government tell you say they carry 50 people, just dey prepare your mind say e reach 200. There are the ones that are not reported. There are the ones that are not reported. Then the question you ask is, what about the parents? Why are the parents not coming out? Coming out to where? People that are living in places that even you, the press, is afraid of going to. If you want to enter there, they go carry you. So how will they meet with the press? How will they come out? People that do not even have phones. There are a lot of people there where they don't carry their children. They go there, they see the person wey carry their pikin. They go see, now this one carry my pikin. but you cannot do anything. That's how complex terrorism is. That's why I blame so much Jonathan, because those people were doing their thing, their illegal business. They were doing their illegal business. And then a group started rising up. Obasanjo spotted that group and told Jonathan, said, see this group that are coming up. You need to take them out. If you don't take them out, they will attract attention. They finally attracted that attention. And these are the people that are troubling everywhere like this. And Jonathan is being celebrated. It is not easy to address these issues. Even me, when they talk am like this, I dey very, very confused. What do you want the military to do? See, the hostages that those people have with them right now, the hostages they have with them are so many that you cannot. What will you do? What will you do? So if you ask me, I will suggest the nationalization of our minerals in the north. All these ideas of say those people they do like a particular gender for relationship. Your money is our money, or my money is my money. You know, the hypocrisy by the northern leaders is very destructive. The minerals in the north is their own. The ones in the south is our own. How does that make sense? So we should nationalize our mineral resources, but it is not something that is easy to do. The reason why it's not easy to do is because if you want to do that, foreign interests will take over. I don't know if I have made some sense of the issue. Now, there is another aspect to this thing, the aspect of the foolishness of government. I've always said that Africa cannot manage conflict. When the Niger Delta people, this thing that is happening in the north is not different from what has been happening in the Niger Delta. You see, when those northern leaders compare those boys with Niger Delta militants, they are not wrong. It's just that our sentiments are not allowing us. What is it that these terrorists in the north did that the Niger Delta militants didn't do? The only thing the Niger Delta militants didn't do is that they didn't kill innocent citizens, because in the south they value life. In the north, life no really mean anything. E no really mean anything. I'm sorry to say this. You sef check our burial arrangement, funeral. If person die now for north, before you even know say person don die, you don bury am. But for south, if person die, we dey see am as big deal. We go keep am, we go begin look for money to do burial, to honor am. We value life more than they do. I am not saying they do not value life, but we value life more than they do. If you see where they bury northerner, you will see they will just open grave. The family members, the way that they cry, if they cry like person wey misplace him phone. But for south, if they wan bury your papa, you go see say person wan go jump enter inside grave, make dem bury am. So we value life. Like say we no value life like that. The militants in the south for they do the same thing wey those people dey do right now. What else did are those people doing that the militants didn't do? You know. So the militants said, this is why we are doing this. Instead of the government to fix it, they go create one commission, Niger Delta Commission. The moment you create something like that and you call it Niger Delta Commission, just like they've created Southeastern Commission, Southeast Development Commission, in a country with multiplicity of ethnicities, the moment you do that, other ethnicities would not want to see that you are creating that commission to solve problems. They will see it as if you are favoring that ethnicity, especially when we all know that those commissions will not solve the problem. Have the Niger Delta Development Commission solved the problem in the Niger Delta? It's just an opportunity for people to make money. Do you get? So the people that didn't have their own commission would want to look for something to do that will make the government give them their own commission. Now commission that they call them now, you don't know now, give the boys commission. Do you understand? So there is another aspect of the terrorizing in the north that have something to do with the sense of ethnic marginalization, because they feel the other day you gave Niger Delta Development Commission. Recently, I mean last year or so, you've given Southeast Development Commission. What about us? There is Northeast Development Commission. No? Maybe somebody is looking for Northwest Development Commission. Somebody might one day look for North Central. The moment you give one person, one people something, and you are not giving to the other people, you are causing problem for the entire country. Because these other people, because we are always blinded by sentiment, these other people will not understand why you gave the other people a commission. Especially when that commission is not living up to the reason they were commissioned. Tell me wetin Niger Delta Commission don do. Even the Southeast Development Commission that they've given is a welcome development. I spoke about it. But what would they actually do apart from seeing it as an opportunity to steal? The commission that was just not too long commissioned, the Southeast Development Commission, immediately they commissioned them. There was an accusation of stealing 20 billion naira. So what are those commissions doing for us? Absolutely nothing. But when you build those commissions, what the commissions will do is something they call elite cooptation. The commissions will now identify the leaders of those militant groups and give them stakes in the commission. So for example, if the Niger Delta NDDC want to send 100 Southeasterners, Southerners to go and study abroad, Tompolo get him own, they fit give Tompolo 10 slots, make him produce 10 people. Asari Dokubo, they fit give him another 5 slots, make he bring 5 people. So they use those commissions to settle the leaders of the agitation. You see why protest and agitation no dey ever work for Nigeria. They use those commissions to settle the leaders, the ones where if you na them fit move people, na them fit make statements. When they settle them, those people will go and pipe down and be enjoying in affluence. why the problem continues. Okay, if you want to arrest Sheikh Gumi, why won't you also think of arresting Tompolo? Tompolo na big name for the country. Tompolo follow dey decide wetin dey happen for Nigeria. Just like Sheikh Gumi follow dey decide wetin dey happen for Nigeria. Okay, so what is the justification with arresting Gumi and Tompolo is a household name? Tompolo did birthday the other day, isn't it? And politicians, leaders of the country attended his birthday ceremony. What's the difference between Tompolo and Sheikh Gumi? The difference would be that Sheikh Gumi is even honest enough to admit, to open mouth, they talking on. And then the way those people kill people. South, no, their own agitation, they didn't kill. Okay, are you not seeing videos of Asari Dokubo carrying boys with all kinds of weapons? Asari Dokubo get army, with dey threaten government, even threaten America. And some of you were laughing at him. We were laughing. How can Asari Dokubo doesn't know what he's saying? He's threatening America. You cannot take any threat for granted, no matter how small it is. That small Asari wey you see, wey dey small to America like this, the moment maybe China don notice, who is this guy wey dey threaten America? They go pick am, begin sponsor am. You go see say that small threat wey Asari Dokubo threaten America will now start becoming something serious. How do you think Osama bin Laden came about? Now like this, now all these things. Did you get? So if you want to arrest Gumi, you have to arrest Tompolo, you have to arrest Asari Dokubo, you have to arrest the people wey they go arrest plenty. They fit end up arrest almost all the leaders of the country, because these people, all of them have stake. So when this is the problem, you as Tinubu, what will you do? Do you want me to start mentioning names? I will not do that, not because of fear, no. Because I have mentioned the names. If you don't follow me for a while, you go see names. Those posts are still there. You can check and see. There are plenty. They are in your government. People, there are accusations and counter accusations. Today, if the two of us do the insecurity business, and then our interests clash, we become enemies. I will now come and accuse you of sponsoring insecurity. Then in your retaliation, you accuse me back. They do it, we watch it, we listen to it. It's all over the place. So as there is insurgency and counter-insurgency, there is terrorism, there's counter-terrorism, there is accusations and counter-accusation. Should I make those things are there? They have listed people. Very good question, Leopis. They have listed people who are known people that are sponsoring this within the country, but nobody is doing anything about it because they are all in it. Now, is it not the government, Leopis, I'm answering you, is it not the government that would fight the terrorism? So how can the government fight the terrorism? By fighting themselves. Because Jonathan said, even Buhari said, that Boko Haram have infiltrated my government. That means Boko Haram have become a part of my government. That means Boko Haram are senators. If you want to pass a bill on security in the house, in the Senate house, now Boko Haram members will come deliberate on them. House of Assembly too for their state. Na dem governors dey dey. So how will the government fix it? How? Tell me how. How, if you were Tinubu, how would you fix it? I am not taking for granted Tinubu's own matter, but you now, having known that, the now, to even make matters funny, it is the National Assembly that have the power to impeach the president. You get? So now, the northern members in the National Assembly are more than the rest. Do you understand? And for National Assembly, they vote. So if we want to go by what people are saying everywhere, that it is the northern leaders that are sponsoring this thing, what will be the northern leaders' votes? What will be their votes in terms of security? They would even frustrate that kind of bill from coming up. Then if the president wants to use executive power, they will go and impeach him. If they want to use military assault, they go kill civilians. So tell me what you will do as the president. But still on still, we go still call president, because when you accept to be president, you will accept to fix the problems of the country. Police, army, this, that, all of them. My brother, we are in a very unfortunate situation. But they blame me. I'll continue to say it. The blame goes to that one person who allowed this issue from the beginning. They're supposed to carry that person, teach them lesson. Now, it is also important who becomes your leader. Very, very important who becomes your leader. Nigeria does not give opportunity to intellectuals to govern them. The reason is because every Nigerian believes he is an intellectual, because all of us go to school. The problem of the North is education, that is illiteracy. They are not educated. In fact, they forbid education. Did you know the meaning of Boko Haram now? Boko Haram is a hate for Western education now. Their problem is a problem of illiteracy. So someone who doesn't know cannot solve. If you don't know, you cannot solve. But while laughing at the North for being illiterate, the South have a bigger problem, a problem of miseducation. It is better to be uneducated. No, sorry. It is worse when you are miseducated. To be uneducated is a bad thing. Then to be miseducated is worse, because someone who is not educated can be worked with. You can educate that person. You can tell the person this is the problem, and you give that person time. The person will understand you, and you can solve it. But someone who is miseducated is the person who thinks he is educated, who thinks he knows. There is nothing you can tell that person. Even one small post wey I go do, post wey go aim to teach, you go see different arguments. Everybody knows. Every Nigerian, If you see, the fact that we went to school have become our own problem because we went to school to study the wrong way. We are miseducated. We do not know that there are things we do not know. That's why you see a medical doctor arguing about road construction with an engineer because the medical doctor, in his mind, he has gone to school. A whole me, I spent 6 years for school, they study. Education gets im own different type by you studied medicine, focus there. But when a Nigerian goes to school to study a particular course, he thinks he is educated. So in his mind, he knows everything. So if you ask someone a question in agriculture and the person fails, the person gives you a wrong answer, you laugh at the person and say, upon say you go school, you no know this small, get answer to this small question. You laugh at that person rather than think that maybe that person studied visual art. You cannot expect someone who studied visual art to give you answers in agriculture. But when the person answers wrongly, you laugh at the person. Because for our mind, we believe, say, as long as you don't go school, you don't know something, you don't know everything. That's miseducation. So Nigerians think they are intellectuals, everybody. Yes, you are an intellectual in your field. But when it comes to government, intellectuals in governance are not given the opportunity. Intellectual in politics are not given the opportunity. Intellectuals in leadership are not given. Now we say we study democracy. Rather, we are practicing democracy. Do you know that there is no African Nigerian president in the history of Nigeria that knows what democracy is? None. Right, mention from the Nnamdi Azikiwe dem. They don't know wetin be democracy. They just think like Abraham Lincoln said, it's government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Okay, democracy is freedom of speech, democracy is election. All those things an autocratic government can give you. Libyan president Gaddafi, he was autocratic, but Libya was doing far, far better than those ourselves that are claiming democracy. Our leaders do not know what democracy is. They didn't study it. I don't know what Tinubu said he studied in Chicago. Buhari didn't go to school at all. Jonathan studied zoology. How do you expect someone who studied zoology to do well as a democratic president? How possible? First degree zoology, second degree, because the worst of it all is if you have a PhD. Doctor, he's a doctor. We have an intellectual as our president. Doctor of what? Zoology. That one suppose dey handle our Ministry of Wildlife. If e dey handle animal sciences, if e be suppose do make him come be vice chancellor of one university of wildlife or something like that. But because he be doctor and they say a country should be led by a PhD holder or an academic, na academics dey know wetin dem suppose do. Dem go carry anybody wey study anything come put for leadership. he no go fit do anything because he didn't study leadership. He didn't study democracy. He didn't study government. He didn't study politics. My bro, he studied zoology. And then you might want to ask me, okay, did Donald Trump study leadership? The government, the countries that are doing well, did their presidents study leadership? Did their president study government or politics? First of all, it is inside of them. It is their culture. Democracy is the white man's culture that he sold to us. So first of all, now their culture. That's why we talk about Nigerians not having a democratic mind. So person wey e dey for their culture go do a bit better than person wey go study am for school. And then secondly, apart from the fact that it's their culture, whoever becomes their leader must work with people who are intellectuals in leadership. Like Donald Trump dey like this, he is open to intellectual contributions from professors in the universities. You know what I'm trying to say. Is open to the government is connected to the academia. So if there is a problem of insecurity, the government have a military that is connected to the university in the area of strategic studies, in the area of peace and conflict studies, in the area of conflict management. If the government has an agricultural crisis, the Ministry of Agriculture is connected to one or two faculties of agriculture in the university. If the government have an economic problem, the Ministry of Economy is connected to one prestigious faculty of economics, or Department of Economics, or Faculty of Social Sciences, that will be giving them ideas. Those academians or intellectuals do not necessarily have to be politicized. They don't come in to become politicians. They stay in schools and contribute to the nation by providing solutions. And the politicians or government take those solutions, solutions, and lead the people and bring out a country that is worth living. But here in Africa, everybody knows. Everybody knows. So when you become president, you don't care. After all, wetin they wan do for school na theories. These are the issues. We need to understand that me, e get wetin I no know. Make person wey know am tell me. Until we are able to do that, nothing is going to happen. Now, the problem of insecurity, the one that is currently facing us in the north, the people that are being killed currently, there is an urgency to it. But beyond that, if you urgently end the current killing without going ahead to fix the problem, it will keep coming. After a while, it will come. After a while, it will come. Do you understand? So nationalize the country. Bring the country, everything that is in the country, put it together. Or if you do not want to nationalize the country, you devolutionalize the power. Let everybody manage their resources. Since the northern elites are joining foreign interests to manage their resources, allow those other people who have their own resources to manage it. You cannot take crude oil and make the national means for foreign exchange, and then gold, diamonds are somewhere in private pockets. For what? So how can you solve the problems while doing that? Now, again, about choosing who becomes your leaders. we have all agreed that our leaders are our problem. But when election come now, in 2 years, elections will come. The same us, the same us, we agree say our leaders be problem. The same us will be voting those leaders. All of us like this. When that time don't they reach, can't you see what's happening in the Senate? It's as if the Senate members are now speaking the minds of the people. 6 months ago, when the Senate members speaking your minds, they were busy fighting Akpabio, Natasha, making all kinds of silly moves. But when election don't dey near, they will start pretending to be speaking for the people. They wash your brain. Do you get? Then now you start say, Senator Smart Adeyemi. All those shout wey Smart Adeyemi shout. Go to his senatorial constituency. Smart Adeyemi would have done absolutely nothing for his constituency. Aline Dume, where they shout, go and check. Is Aline Dume not from Borno State? How wetin dey happen for im constituency? They only make those speeches when it is close to election. Now they are shouting self-defense. They are attacking Tinubu. Tinubu should this, Tinubu should that. Immediately they start doing that. They start buying our conscience. Then when you get to the polls, you remember what Smart Adeyemi said. Hi, now this one go do am for us. You vote for Smart Adeyemi. I'm not sorry for using anybody's name. So when you vote for Smart Adeyemi, he goes back. When they come back, this same Tinubu, where some of them don dey attack, na dem go begin rush to go meet Tinubu. Sir, I would like to be the Senate president. I would like to be the chief whip. I would like to be the leader of the Senate. They are all deceiving all of us. And we keep falling because we do not have a national conscience. We are not nationally conscious. We are miseducated. We all think we know. All of us know. Don't fall. Now, they have seen that. Don't you know that they listen to us? They listen to us. They've seen that a lot of Nigerians are calling for self-defense. And they know that if they support it, they will buy your conscience. People have started posting, now this is what the Senate are supposed to be doing. They are now talking about self-defense. I suppose when you go to the polls, you remember that the person who spoke about self-defense in agreement with your own thoughts is on the ballot sheet. You vote for that person to continue to represent your thoughts. But that person, he played smart on you. That guy name they call him smart. There's no that they call smart. He's playing smart. All of them, they are playing smart. But they don't even get sense. So they are not actually smart. It's just that we fall for their foolishness. We fall. Decide to put people that can take decisions in power. The issue of self-defense, I've written about it. Self-defense is the worst of it all. How can you be elected to protect the citizens? The reason you were elected was to protect the citizens. And then you got into office and you are deciding to make laws for the citizens to protect themselves. So why did you go in? Why were you elected? Why were you elected? Were you elected when you came to do campaign? Did you tell us, if you vote for me, I would ensure you have the means to protect yourself? Did you say, if you vote for me, I will make laws for you to protect yourself? No. You said, if you vote for me, I will protect you. The other senator from North, wey short, get big head with plenty hair, get desert for frontier. That yellow guy, I know they like their name. I don't remember his name. I don't know whether na I been curse am for Twitter yesterday. I will go look for him name. That guy said on Twitter that Nigerians should stay back and fix their country. Nigerians should stop running out of Nigeria. That he's commending Donald Trump for putting visa embargo on Africans. That Nigerians should stay back and fix their country. Is it the duty of Nigerians to fix their country? Is it Nigerians that are supposed to fix their country? Why were you elected? Why are you a leader? Well, you were elected to fix the country. And then you are now blaming Nigerians for not staying back to fix the country that you were elected to fix. But these are the people that we will return in 2027. They are the people we will return. And let me tell you, one election you might not really be able to decide is who becomes the president. Nigerians have never decided their president before. Never. They might never, as long as we continue to behave like this. But you see Senate, House of Reps, House of Assembly. Nigerians can decide who becomes those leaders because the foreign powers do not really pay attention to those people. They pay attention to the president because foreign affairs, foreign policies is exclusively within the jurisdiction of the presidency. So those foreign powers are only interested in who becomes the president. The ones that are our senators, reps members, are for our local politics. That's why they are calling them representatives. And those are the people very good. God bless you, Leo. Shehu Sani, that idiot. I ain't gonna talk that rubbish. The representative, those are the people that are supposed to carry our problems to go and tell the federal government. And the federal government will solve it through them. Those are the people we can change. Those are the people we can decide to say, we know what. Haven't you seen that we've removed incumbent senator in Nigeria? We've removed incumbent House of Reps member in Nigeria through our votes. We've removed incumbent governor. Haven't you seen? But we have never removed an incumbent president. What that means is that we can remove these people that are parading themselves as our leaders. But when it gets to when it's getting close to election, they go begin to format your brain to think, say, that they align with you. And you go vote for them. When they go, they forget you. When you don't reach election, they start doing all those things again. Yes, we have to speak about electoral reforms, but it is inside this bad INEC. It is inside this bad INEC that Nigerians were able to remove a senator and put another one. It is inside the same bad INEC that we can also remove all these people that are parading themselves across the National Assembly. Those are the people that have the key to our problems. The president's number one focus is in foreign policy. Number one focus of the president is in foreign policy. It's for they check why they go to talk say make they establish state police. All these things, all this policing, state police and the rest, all those things are not supposed to be the business of the president. The number one business of the president is in foreign policy, to check how you relate with foreign countries, because if you do not take care of your foreign policy, these foreigners with their interests, they will destabilize your country. And then, how do you manage your foreign policy? It is backed up with your military. So the federal government is focused on the foreign policy, the military, and the 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 currency, because no be state go print money. But in our own situation, everything is the president. Everything is the president. Do you know why it's so? Because our local governments, by local governments, I mean senators, reps, state houses, governors, those ones are not doing anything. They are just dormant, and we continue to put them there. So we have to do something about it. And then, if we had government, or if Tinubu be ready to fix these things, the first thing wey you go do na to catch Jonathan, arrest Jonathan. If Jonathan did things in this country that he's supposed to be in prison, this insecurity that we are facing started from Jonathan. So you arrest him and say, Oga, why is it that this insecurity started from you? Explain. Arrest Jonathan, try him, sentence him, or any kind of sentences. Shebi, we now know how to sentence people now. They've sentenced Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. There is another person that was sentenced to 20 years, Boko Haram person, imprisonment. Why are we not sentencing Goodluck Jonathan? There is somebody that is called Oliver Cromwell in England. Oliver Cromwell. Na leader wey later die. They sentence him in corpse. Buhari have a case to answer. If you check Buhari well, he committed something that deserve imprisonment. Try Buhari's corpse. Sentence the corpse, whether na imprisonment. These things are sounding silly, but this is how a country solves their problem. By the time you don't know, say they go sentence my corpse. Like Oliver Cromwell, they exhume am. After he don't rot him, they exhume am, comot that skeleton, come behead the skeleton, hang am somewhere, make am tourist attraction site, they collect money from am. Do the same to Buhari, people will start waking up. But if he wants to do like that now, different interests will start coming in. Use the military. When I say use the military, I'm not calling for the military to take over now, but there is a way the president can work with the military and get the backings of the military, because when you get the backings of the military as a president, there is nothing you cannot do. There is nothing you cannot do. That is what Buhari wanted to do when he came into power. If you remember, he wanted to give military some level of power to do one thing. Because if they follow all this, the eyes have it. The eyes will always frustrate you. You know, use the military to democratically fish out these people. Increase their welfare. Make from the first military ranking to the bottom. Increase their welfare. Make them to feel like human beings. The same with the police. Give them welfare packages. Then tell them what you want to achieve for the country. There is no person that is normal that will listen to you and will not support you. It is easy to do all these things, but we are not doing them. That military wey Buhari been try to use, where everybody shouts because we are all miseducated. Shebi today people are calling for the same military to take over. You could see the irony. You get me? Give the military welfare, give the police welfare, and let them give you backings. And you try all these people. You sentence them. There is no member of the Nigerian government that if you tried, that you will not find one thing with which to sentence. You don't have to sentence all of them. You don't have to sentence all of them. You sentence the ones wey no even dey, like Jonathan. Jonathan have a sentence he's supposed to serve, but all of you are calling for Jonathan to come back. They see say we are miseducated. Buhari inside grave has a sentence he's supposed to serve. When you do that, if Tinubu comot to another person wey dey go there, Tinubu already get sentences wey he suppose serve even as him dey like this. Nigeria. Overhaul the educational system. Our educational system is miseducating us. For someone that will do all these things is someone who have the people at heart. And then if they have refused to do it, it now falls back to the people that are complaining. What are the people that are complaining doing about it? We only criticize, make noise, and when it's an opportunity for us to send those people out of office, we vote them back. How do you vote the person who is causing your problem to go and fix it? You could see that we are miseducated. The crisis, when it's close to elections, the crisis will end. I no be prophet, but I dey tell you wetin go happen. The crisis will end so that people can vote. Use that opportunity to vote them out. But Akpabio now, election time go reach, Akpabio go win. He go win back. He go go back. All these people will go back. So how do you solve the problems? Let us have a collective consciousness. Let us come together and agree this is our problem and set our sentiments aside. But that's the issue. You cannot think of removing someone when the person don't give you small salt or small. Even the fact that someone who is not a politician, a voter, who is not a member of a political party, the fact that you're wearing the shirt of a political party is a testament to your compromising your conscience. What are you wearing PDP shirts for? You are not a PDP member. It's not, it doesn't, mean say I go vote there, but that thing has something. It works in our mind. It works against our mind. Do you understand? Elections in the overt analysis, elections are the only means by which we can remove them. But there are other means by which you cannot wait till elections before you address these issues. Do you understand? There is what is called recall in the National Assembly. Recall means say you no guys wait till election. You can come together and say we don't want this person again. We don't want this. Identify the person you think can do this thing. When they recall them, they will conduct by-election. Vote for that person to go and represent you. But no, we always dey wait. And God, me sef don tire, abeg. I don't know if I've made any sense, man. So, for now, the only way to manage that northern crisis is to manage it with a non-kinetic strategy. I'm sorry, but everybody criticize, they shout. It is madness to think of it, but that is the situation we are in. If you want to use the military kinetics, you go kill a lot of civilians, and the moment those people hear that they don't kill my brother, we be bandits, because now we dey think say those people they commit offense. Them no dey think say that they commit offense. So can't you see from what Gumi is saying? Gumi doesn't think they are committing offense. So the moment you kill one person, they go say you don't kill my brother. They go multiply. They go recruit more. And this taking hostages, they go impregnate girls. Those girls go come born. They go come train. Somebody will be they begin train on kidnapping, on protecting foreign interest in the gold mines. They begin train am. E begin see that thing from when they born am. If you reach 10 years old, well, that person can lead a battalion. And there are plenty there like that. So that is what we are facing. We need to talk to ourselves and understand the situation. You cannot bombard that place. If you do, everybody go by. And the people wey go kpai pass na those civilians wey you wan go save. So you have to be looking for the science to terrorism. Engage people that study counter-terrorism. There are plenty everywhere. I will keep saying it. This thing is not what military can do. It's not what military can. That's why military haven't done anything. It's counter-terrorism. Engage people that are experts in counter-terrorism. We have them in Nigeria. They will tell you what to do. But because everybody knows something, experts will be dying. Problems will continue. I'm tired, man. I've really taken y'all's time. I'm sorry about it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your contributions. If there are any questions, maybe we could just take. Apart from that, I don't tire. Next week, I will talk about democracy. What is democracy? Because now then the problem they start. A lot of us don't know what democracy is, or almost all of us do not know what democracy is. Democracy, what the leaders are doing to us is democratic, because that's what democracy is. Representative government. So we'll talk about democracy and kinds of democracy so that we'll understand how to tackle these issues. Let's keep the conversations going. You know, get another country. Make we fix our country. Peace to all of us. I am.